Rachel Zegler was the embodiment of a Hollywood dream realized. She rose from posting songs on YouTube to earning awards and securing leading parts in blockbuster movies. Her ascent to stardom seemed almost enchanted, as if a fairy godmother had waved her wand and proclaimed, "You shall be a star." But as every good fairy tale warns, there's always a twist. In Rachel's case, it wasn't a wicked stepmother or a cursed spinning wheel, it was a series of scandals. Social media criticism and the harsh public judgment that accompanies modern fame. From her role as Disney's Snow White to her vocal, political opinions, Zegler's journey has shifted sharply from sparkling potential to divisive figure. How did Hollywood's new princess end up at the heart of such a dramatic fall from grace? Let's draw back the velvet curtain on this modern cautionary tale, and don't forget to chuckle along the way. I'm a Narcissist, the original cartoon, came out in 1937, and very obviously so. Okay, there's a big focus on her love story, with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. And then it became like, I will elbow everyone out of the way to play the part if people will assume as a love story just because. Like, we cast a guy in the movie, Andrew Burnap. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood. Baby, I say if I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a gown of an iconic Disney.
I'm a narcissist. The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
Okay.
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird. And then it became like, I will elbow everyone out of the way to play the part. That people will assume is a love story just because like we cast a guy in the movie, Andrew Burnap. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
I say, if I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
And we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Princess, I deserve to be compensated for every hour it's streamed online. And we absolutely crafted a Snow White that is not going to be saved by the prince. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be. Rachel's rise to fame, Zegler's climb to stardom, could have been torn straight from the pages of Cinderella. Born in Hackensack, New Jersey, she grew up acting. In high school musicals, sharing covers on YouTube, and dreaming big. Her raw talent caught the eye of casting directors, and in 2019, she was chosen from 30,000 hopefuls to star as Maria in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. It's like hitting the jackpot. Only instead of cash, you get a Golden Globe and online. Critics, her performance was widely lauded, with reviewers calling her a breakthrough. She made history as the youngest actress to win a Golden Globe for Best Actress. And her future seemed brighter than a Disney fireworks show. Hollywood embraced her, hailing her as the fresh, diverse face of the industry's future. But as Rachel soon discovered, fame in the digital era comes with a fine print that reads, "Proceed with caution." In 2021, Disney named Rachel Zegler as their Snow White for a live-action remake. At first, it appeared like another page in her storybook, rise a Latina actress portraying a cherished princess. It sounded like a progressive win for Hollywood, except not everyone agreed. The backlash was swift and loud. Fans of the original fairy tale argued that Snow White's defining trait, skin as white as snow, was central to her identity. Casting. Zegler, a proud Latina, felt like altering a core aspect of the character. The internet ignited with debates, memes, and arguments over whether Disney was pushing diversity for diversity's sake. Then Rachel stepped into the fray. When asked about the criticism, she firmly stated, "I'm not going to bleach my skin for this role." While some cheered her boldness, others found her comment dismissive. Instead of easing the tension, it felt like she tossed a lit match into an already explosive situation. Snow White's pale complexion became the hottest topic since Prince Eric's lack of nipples in The Little Mermaid remake. If the casting backlash was a fire, Rachel's comments about the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs were like dousing it with gasoline and then lighting sparklers for effect. In a promotional interview, Zegler called the 1937 Disney classic extremely outdated and criticized the prince's behavior, labeling it stalkerish. Her remarks were meant to promote the remake as a modern feminist retelling, but they backfired spectacularly. Fans of the original took her words as an affront to Disney's legacy, accusing her of disrespecting a beloved film that had shaped childhoods for generations. The internet was quick to pounce. Memes flooded social media, mocking Zegler for trashing the movie she was supposed to represent. One viral post read, "If you hate Snow White so much, why not remake Frozen and rename it Chilly Independent? Woman." Suddenly, Rachel wasn't just an actress playing Snow White. She was a symbol of everything people felt was wrong with modern Hollywood. As if Snow White's complexion and the prince's kiss weren't controversial enough, the 7 dwarves entered the chat. In an effort to modernize the story, Disney chose to replace the traditional depiction of the dwarves with CGI characters instead of casting actors with dwarfism. This decision followed criticism from actor Peter Dinklage, who called the original portrayal backward. The response was a PR disaster. While Disney aimed to show sensitivity, actors with dwarfism argued that the studio had deprived them of roles. The backlash wasn't just about representation, it was about livelihoods. Although Zegler had no role in the decision, she became the face of the controversy simply by association. Once again, the Snow White remake found itself in the headlines, for all the wrong reasons. By now, Zegler's name was synonymous with Snow White's missteps, even
Picture a Broadway actress who issued a post saying, "F Biden supporters. May Biden or Kamala never have a moment's peace." That person would be fired so fast it would make your head spin. They wouldn't last one more minute in any Hollywood role. This is truly like, she has to go. I'm sorry, Disney. She has to go. And you're going to put out a Disney film with Snow White, a beloved American character, with a woman who hates more than half the country, the half that just elected Donald Trump. This is an incredible pivot point right now. We'll see which way the woke Disney decides to go.
if she wasn't directly responsible. Controversial statements, critics joked that the remake was cursed, and some fans suggested Disney abandon the project altogether. After all, who needs dwarfs when you've got this much drama? Rachel Zegler's outspoken nature extended beyond Snow White. On social media, she regularly shared her views on political and social issues, including her criticism of Donald Trump and his supporters. One particularly fiery tweet called Trump supporters a stain on America. While many praised her candor, others saw her comments as unnecessarily divisive, especially for someone representing the famously family-friendly Disney brand. Conservative commentator Megyn Kelly seized on the controversy, accusing Zegler of alienating Disney's core audience. In one particularly scathing rant, Kelly called her a pig and slammed Disney for supporting her while firing other actors for less controversial statements. Picture a Broadway actress who issued a post saying, "F Biden supporters, may Biden or Kamala never have a moment's peace." That person would be fired so fast it would make your head spin. They wouldn't last one more minute in any Hollywood role. This is truly like she has to go. Sorry, Disney, she has to go. And you're going to put out a Disney film with Snow White? A beloved American character with a woman who hates more than half the country. Half that just elected Donald Trump. This is an incredible pivot point right now. We'll see which way the woke Disney decides to go. At this point, the saga had gone from fairy tale to full-blown soap opera. As controversies mounted, the internet demanded action. The hashtag replace Rachel trended on Twitter, with fans calling for Disney to recast Snow White. Some posts were serious, offering suggestions for replacements like Lily Collins. Others were downright ridiculous, suggesting animatronic princesses or a return to the animated original. For Disney, the Backlash presented an impossible dilemma. Replacing Zegler would risk accusations of caving to mob outrage. Keeping her risked alienating fans and jeopardizing the film's success. It was the kind of lose-lose situation that would make even Cinderella's stepmother sympathize. In the face of relentless criticism, Rachel tried to defend herself in interviews. She clarified that her comments about Snow White were taken out of context. She insisted that she wasn't disrespecting the original film but trying to update it for today's audience. However, her statements often came across as defensive, and the public remained unconvinced. To her supporters, she was a young actress navigating an impossible situation. To her detractors, she was digging her own grave with a gold-plated shovel. Either way, the damage was done. Conclusion: the release of Snow White, slated for 2025, looms as a pivotal moment for both Rachel Zegler and Disney. If the film succeeds, it could redeem her career and silence her critics. But if it flops, Zegler could find herself relegated to Hollywood's long list of could-have-beens. For Disney, the stakes are equally high. This isn't just about one film, it's about how the studio navigates the treacherous waters of modern controversies without alienating audiences or sacrificing its values. One thing's for sure, the road ahead is anything but smooth. Rachel Zegler's journey from rising star to divisive figure is a modern-day cautionary tale. It's a reminder that fame is a double-edged sword, capable of elevating careers as quickly as it tears them down. Whether she's a misunderstood heroine or the architect of her own downfall depends on who you ask. One thing is certain: this saga has all the ingredients of a Hollywood blockbuster, except maybe a happy ending. So, what's your take? Is Rachel Zegler unfairly targeted? Or has she written herself into her own tragic script? You guys like today's video? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!